Hello everybody, welcome back to the show, the most entertaining live show on the platform, that is. Now, today we're going to be talking about some various topics. Now, for those of you who are watching the VOD, there's always going to be timestamps in the description below, just to break it up by subject matter and whatnot, so you can skip around if need be, or you can listen to the whole thing. It's like a podcast, if you really think about it. But, yes, hello everybody. I guess the list of topics that we're going to be talking about today, I mean, they're also in the description, at least they should be, I guess we'll start out with Blaire White, and I don't know, just her having bad takes in general, with, in terms of trans people, specifically non-binary trans people. We're going to be talking about the Grimsy situation, maybe Destiny's take on Vaush and Kasparian, if I'm feeling like it, Ron DeSantis taking some L's as per usual, and then finally, if we have time, we'll watch Ben Shapiro's take on the Barbie movie, but we probably won't get that far, but that is what I intend on doing. So, this isn't going to be like a super long stream or anything, it's probably only going to be like 2 hours, because I have stuff I have to do, don't want to miss my therapy session, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. What I do need to do before I start or anything like that is, first of all, make it all chat instead of top chat, okay? Secondly, I need to go on Discord real quick, okay? Wait, hold on. Let me first of all make sure that, okay, yeah, the audio is working, okay. Let me go on Discord and then do some self-promotion, okay? All right. Send, and then go to this self-promotion section. I'm just doing my self-promotion thing, okay? That's all there is to it. If that's, I mean, it truly is the greatest way to become a big famous YouTuber, is to go to the self-promo section of every Discord server and promote yourself there, if possible, It's a great little thing. It's great. Is what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's very cool and great and amazing, okay? Yes, that's right. Sorry. Hold on. Hello, mutated cutie, and welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Unless you don't want to have a fantastic day. In which case, I hope you're having a terrible day. The worst day ever. Also, I just realized the way the bullet points work make it the wrong format, but you know what, whatever, that's okay. I guess it'll be based on level of importance, maybe. Sure. You made her look like a cartoon bad guy in the thumbnail. Well, that's because she's a cartoon bad guy. At least I think she is. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. It seems accurate to me. I think she's a cartoon villain. That's my take. Now I'm going to exit out of Discord because I don't really need it right now. Hello, Big Brother TW, and welcome to the show. Unfortunately, the stream has already been demonetized. I'm going to request review already because I haven't even done the stream yet. Like, what the hell? Smash like if you don't want me to get demonetized or something. I don't know. That's right. But yeah. Okay, wait, hold on. I also don't need that in full speed. Yeah, sorry. Not in full speed, but I always watch videos at, like, 2 times speed, 2.5, 3 times speed on my computer, because I'm me and I can do that. The Blaire White cabal is sabotaging the stream, SMH. True. It is all Blaire White's fault. That is right. You couldn't be any more correct on that. But yeah, it's like something that needs to be talked about. The Blaire White cabal in particular. It's almost as scary as the Jewish cabal. But yeah, I even have a cool little playlist of today, what we're going to be looking at on today's stream, potentially. And maybe some more. So, anyways, let me drink some water, and then we can get right into the meat of the topic. And also, hello, Dunshow. Welcome to the stream. But yes, a list of topics we're covering today is in the description. Without further ado, let's get into the first stream segment, okay? The one you've all been waiting for. It's in the title. Are you really making a video on Blaire White? I literally talked about her a few streams ago. I might. I don't know. I'm gonna do a stream segment, and I might take it as a separate video and edit it and stuff. I'm not sure. But yeah. Also, we're not watching it at 2.8 times speed. Okay. All right. We'll watch it at a way more normal. We'll watch it at like a normal speed. Okay. So, I literally told you who she was. Oh yeah, I totally had no clue who she was before then. This is all a new thing. I totally don't remember watching her in my early teen years and believing in her bullshit transmed talking points, you know? I do remember, Lichfalp, you were trying to defend her or something. I don't remember why, but that was kind of cringe. I'm not gonna lie. It even rhymes. I was talking in a positive tone for those wondering. Yeah, I know, and I criticized you for that. Because why would you do that? That's bad. Blaire White is evil, okay? She's a bad person. But anyways, the first video we're going to be watching, I guess, is reacting to woke TikTokers who hate me from Blaire White. It was made a few weeks ago. It's got 300,000 views. This is sort of just, let's see, what has she been up to recently? Now, I agree that TikTokers are cringe, so maybe me and Blaire White are going to be on the same page there. I agree, TikTok is a bad platform. It's cringe. Why would anyone willingly choose to use it? I have genuinely no idea. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you go through that pain and suffering? But let's see what Blaire White has to say, alright? And then we'll get into some more of the, yikesy stuff that she's said regarding non-binary people. But I want to start with, not anything serious, okay? I want to start, with
Let's talk about my issues with Blaire White.
Idiot. Who are you trying to pander to? Obviously conservatives, but why?
So far, the people in the intro are spitting facts.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I thought today we would have a little bit of fun. Can we have fun, or is everything so serious all the time? Today we're going to be reacting to...
I don't know, you tell me. You lied about your political compass test. And also, you look like you're made out of literal plastic.
TikTokers who hate me, which is all of them. No, really. I mean, if you're on the Commie app, if you're on the Chinese spyware app, you're not exactly part of the Blaire White army, and I would say that's okay.
Good. Or wait, no, not good, because I don't use TikTok. I might start using TikTok just to make sure that I'm not a part of the Blaire White army.
But it's really not. Get well soon. You may remember last time we did this, there was a woke trans activist who made a TikTok about me saying I'm a horrible representation of trans people.
I mean, that TikToker sounds a lot more based than Blaire White. And they probably don't even look like transgender Michael Jackson.
Blaire White is another one of those ultra-privileged trans people that I will never understand.
Okay, that's already right off the bat terrible optics from the TikToker. Don't use words like privileged or white privilege or misogyny or toxic masculine. Don't use words like that. It's just an optics nightmare. Okay, I know I'm one of those people who's like, oh yeah, I don't care about optics, but at this point I'm trying to care a little bit more. Okay, and this just ain't it. Okay, even if what you're saying is right. Any conservative watching that, or anyone you're trying to convince that doesn't already agree with you, is not going to suddenly agree with you, right? You have to use their terminology against them, right? So you could, or it doesn't even have to be their terminology. I think calling Blaire White a pick-me or transgender Michael Jackson or something like that, just make fun of her, right? I think conservatives would be more likely to side with you if you did that, to be honest, right? Or not just conservatives, but people that would, normally side with Blaire White. If you want to convince the opposition is what I'm saying, right? You have to use their strategies, right?
Because she hasn't struggled like most of us trans people have struggled, and so she just
Okay, right off the bat, you're saying, "Oh yeah, I know better than Blaire White herself what her experience." Again, whether or not Blaire White struggled is irrelevant, right? This is not what you should be focusing on. This is a nothing burger.
doesn't fully understand. She has a lot of really problematic views, and why I think she's
Yes, her views are problematic, but I think you should go on to explain what those views are. Optics is dumb. We shouldn't be pandering to the right like that. Well, it's not about pandering to the right. It's more about getting your message out there to centrists, center-left people, and center-right people, right? It's mainly centrists that you want to persuade, right? It's the same reason why it's so important for, say, presidential candidates to, focus on the swing states. Why? Because they're the centrist ones, right? That's who they have to appeal to the most, right? Because those are the minds that can be swayed one way or the other, right? So optics is dumb sometimes, but sometimes it's necessary, okay?
it's worse than Caitlyn
She looks like a Kardashian, derogatory, true.
Jenner is because she spreads misinformation, like literally fake news, but she also, just has like really strong opinions that are very transphobic, that are very problematic, that are
Again, this is not rhetorically effective. You can say this about anybody, and that doesn't automatically mean it's true, right? I mean, I agree with what she's saying, but you need to explain what these views are. What did Blaire White specifically say that you have a problem with? That's what's important.
are very racist, that are very ableist, and that are very classist. And
See, if you're gonna make all these claims, you have to substantiate all of them within short form content, within this one TikTok. At least edit stuff on screen, like tweets that she's made, or edit in clips of her saying problematic things, right? Nobody's gonna just take your word for it, right? If they don't know who Blaire White is. Or maybe some people will. I don't know. I wouldn't.
I think that she's the worst representation of what a trans person can be.
And you may
I would tend to agree with that, sure. I don't know what the worst representation is, but
also recognize that very same TikToker as the trans woman who was banned from the White House for stripping. So,
okay.
I'm not going to say that's God. I'm not going to say that's karma, but what I am going to say is I paid for a
I'm pro nudist, but wait. Outside from White House. Okay. I don't care.
voodoo priestess to make something really bad happen to you. So let's react to some more and see what happens to them 9 months from now.
I'm weaker. I'm stupider.
Okay, so the text says Blaire White, parentheses, a transgender woman, after siding with far-right conservatives, parentheses, they hate trans people and want them all to die. This is true. This is true. Blaire White is a pick-me, after all. She's a grifter. I agree with the need to be rhetorically effective, but I think we can be that without ceding our terms and concepts to that. Well, it's okay, but there's a difference between internal discourse and external discourse, right? So, for instance, if you're talking to people that are already on your side about, kind of like what I do sometimes, talk about what's rhetorically effective or whatever, right? In that case, then yeah, that use our own terms, whatever, right? But if we're going to be engaging with the opposition, right, which is what that person was doing, you need to be aware of what the opposition actually believes, how they think, and what will actually resonate with them, right? That's how you engage with political opposition. These are TikToks, not YouTube videos. People can make single videos like that as long as they are not made to bring people in. Yeah, but I feel like you're gonna bring people in, right? Like, it's not like a secret that Blaire White goes out of her way to find videos that are made about her, right? That, like, this isn't a secret. This isn't like a new thing. She's been dogging on people that make, critical videos about her for ages. And I also realized my camera's lagging, so I'm gonna fix that real quick. If I can. Ugh, this thing is so annoying. Stop being stupid. Oh, I have to do that. Okay. Alright, the camera's gonna be off for a minute, but, do you have balls? I don't know, do I? I know Hitler only had one ball. Yeah. Don't ask me how I know that, but it's true. It's true. Anyone who disagrees is just objectively incorrect on that, okay? So it's gonna... Hold on. We need to go over here. Okay, change that setting. Okay, I think we're good. Alright? Yeah, we're good. Yeah. We're good. Alright. What did Goring have? I don't know what that means. So always try to be effective because the wrong people are watching? I mean... I don't know. I think that if you're gonna... I feel like you're almost taking the bait, right? You're giving them fuel and ammunition by fitting every single bad talking point and stereotype, right? I think that there are more effective ways to get your point across than just asserting things without substantiating your claims, right? Now, I'm not saying that... I'm not trying to dunk on the TikToker, right? But what I am saying is it would be more rhetorically effective if, they... Miyu knows history and geography. That was because of the failed... Does bro kiss boys? I don't know. Do I? Do I kiss boys? I don't know. Am I a boy kisser? You tell me. My ears fell off. That's how you know... What? Yeah. Alright, let's continue.
I'm an idiot. I'm a f***ing idiot.
Well, let me just say, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. And you're the one chanting how you're an idiot right now. Gotta say it fits. I've been saying that.
Blaire White, you funny bastard. Now that is comedy gold. I'm so glad we have Blaire White, the greatest comedian of all time.
Can cool people please take back colored hair? Because every time I see someone with green hair and Blaire White in the tags, I just know it's going to be negative.
Okay, now Blaire White is taking an L. This is cringe. The first TikTok was cringe. Because the talking points sounded woke scoldy a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But, this is just somebody being based and Blaire White being like... But yeah, no, actually, they're actually kind of cringe, lol. I wish dyed hair was cool again, teehee. It's like, okay, sure. This is
I should not be able to just tell via your hair color that you're a non-binary communist who snorts their antidepressants, but I can, and that's an issue. So if we could just take...
There's almost a joke there.
Back colored hair, maybe, if it gets cool enough again, I'll join.
I have 2.5 parentheses ball cancer. Nice. Nice job.
I would love to maybe put some pink tips or something, just, something not annoying.
Yes. Hair having hair being dyed, very annoying. Notoriously. I just can't stand it. It just bothers me so much. It really affects me on a personal level, That's the issue, right? That's the issue.
Girl, please be serious, because how are you going to post this? Alright, so you posted that when you have a full video on YouTube explaining why you kept your penis.
I mean, yeah, this TikTok is based.
And I'm not judging what you did. I don't care what anyone does with their body. Keep it. Get rid of it. I don't really care. But what is this tweet? And this isn't the first time you have used the same exact images and the same exact words. Who are you trying to pander to? Obviously conservatives, but why? How much are they paying you? Because I want to get in on some of that action then.
Yeah, I mean, conservative grifting is, you do make quite a bit of money.
So it really is also a hallmark of the wokey that they are unable to perceive humor. So...
Well, that requires there to be humor in the first place. There has to be, a joke, Now, I agree, this tweet maybe isn't the biggest... It's a nothing burger, right? But I think it's fair to say, oh yeah, Blaire, you look fucking stupid. It's, yeah.
Me making a joke. Me making a comical tweet. That
sure was one funny tweet. I'm over here rolling on the floor laughing. Aw, yeah. Also, I don't know why is my webcam still lagging? It should be fixed. I don't know why it's not. I'm gonna try closing and minimizing some things because I don't know what is going on. But, I guess I'll close that. It's funny. She's saying she doesn't get the joke. Oh, it's funny she's saying he doesn't get the joke whilst not getting the joke. Yeah. It's like, exactly. It's not like the TikTok was meant to be like a serious point. I just thought watching it, before she added commentary, it was like a funny meme. But Blaire, I guess, begs to differ. She thinks it's deep. She thinks it's more deep than that. She thinks that this goes beyond just a silly little meme. She thinks it's serious, and that's something that needs to be taken very seriously. It's no laughing matter, guys. It's no laughing matter. So yeah. I don't know why she needs to take it seriously, but she does. Okay, she does. And yeah, that's all there is to it, I guess I'll close that Chrome tab. Yeah. Sure, whatever. I still don't understand why it's lagging like this. I don't know if it's because, I don't know. We'll continue the video, all right?
Viral because it was that funny, of course, goes right over their heads. And of course, because...
Well, no, we get it. The joke is, oh, get it? Because I have both. I have both the PP and the gun in my pants. That's why it's funny. But the problem is that not that people didn't get the joke. We got the joke. We sort of understood where you were going with that. We just didn't think it was very funny. So we all clowned on you for that. So you are the joke in our minds. Maybe it actually is comedic now that I think of it. Because if we're laughing at Blaire White instead of with her, it actually becomes pretty funny. She on the front lines of the culture war for real. True. It's so accurate. All right, let's continue.
These type of people only project how they actually feel about minorities. Me making a joke or me having a certain opinion or me saying anything has to be pandering to someone. It can't just be genuinely coming out of my mouth and genuine to who I am. It can't just be a joke I'm making. It has to be me trying to pander to someone. Well, I promise you it's not that deep. It's certainly not any deeper than the hole that exists in your brain.
So the problem that I have with Blaire White and a lot of other people have is that she's the most anti-transgender
Yeah, she is anti-trans. Have you seen her takes on non-binary people? We're gonna get into that soon, by the way. All right, her takes on non-binary people are pretty cringe. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know. It's also, I could just remove those. I just realized. We don't need that. We need that. Okay. Maybe that gives me a little bit more not lag. Okay, it's still lagging. This is really annoying. I don't know why it's so laggy. I thought I fixed the issue with the camera lag. What is going on? Genuinely, I do not know. We'll go to the settings. Also, it's 1,000,000. Whoa. Did it just crash? No? Okay. Maybe we need to turn the ISO down or something? I don't know why that would make a difference. Alright. Wait, why did that actually work? That shouldn't have. Wait, what? How did that... Okay, well, fair enough. It worked. How can you be nothing? What do you mean? As in, I guess, hello there, Nana Banana people. Hello, Pancake Panic. General Kenobi, you are a bold one. I'm just saying. But, Lazip, Lazopt, however you say your name, to answer your question, it's not even necessarily that you're nothing, right? That's not really the point. Also, I don't know why it keeps not working. What did I do to deserve this? I don't know. To answer your question, though, in terms of non-binary people, it literally just means you don't want to be socially categorized either as a man or a woman, because ultimately, when people talk about the gender binary, right, they're talking about the social construct rather than the biological one, which also isn't a binary, by the way. It's a bimodal distribution. So some people just don't want to be categorized a certain way, which is perfectly valid, right? Because that categorization comes with a certain set of expectations. Now, you can interact with those expectations in many different ways, even if that means going against them. But those expectations are still going to be there, placed from society at the end of the day. All right, let's continue. Hold on. I still don't understand why
transgender person. And like what I mean by that is she very much like expects everyone that is transgender to be very like binary. She kind of like invalidates trans people by saying they're not, you know, masculine or feminine enough, or if they haven't had enough surgeries, they're not trans. And she's like a Republican Trump supporter. Like,
so one of the funniest things about being a public figure is that people just tend to create little narratives about you, and it just is true because enough people say it. So people love saying that I sit up here and really make videos judging people's passability or how feminine or masculine they are, when in reality, that's actually just not true. Like, if I bring up a person's looks, it's because it's relevant to the argument that that person is making. For example, you want to be called a they, them. Why do you look entirely like a woman? You want to be called he.
Because the way you look is not the way you want to be socially categorized necessarily, right? You can be... Maybe you don't want to be socially... Like, for instance, take femboys, for instance. There are a lot of femboys that just use he, him pronouns. But sometimes they look like women. Take Finster, for example. Do you have a problem with what Finster does? Because he looks like too much of a woman to be a man? Is that what you use to determine what somebody's gender identity is? Or do you think that maybe, perhaps, there are other factors that might be relevant? Okay, I'm gonna unplug and plug this thing, okay? Maybe that'll fix the problem. It's like turning it off and on again, you know? So maybe if I plug it in a different way or something. I genuinely don't know. I'm sorry, I'm stupid, okay?
And you are wearing a push-up bra, your appearance is probably relevant in why you're not getting called he, him.
Okay, what if you're a femboy, though, and you're wearing a push-up bra? Then what? Explain.
So, the lie that not having enough surgeries means that I don't think you're trans enough. No, the line I've always drawn is you're not trans if you don't transition.
Wait. No, you're... Now she's conflating transgender with transsexual. Again, this is like the just more trans-medicalist brain rot. Hold on. I think the camera might be about to work. Oh, hold on. Maybe if I go over here, and then video quality. Where does... No. Hi. I think yeah, video quality is high, I think, right? Which should be good. Alright, now we're gonna do that, okay? I think I fixed it. Yeah, it looks like it's fixed now. I think it looks fixed for now, at least. I think it's fixed. Let me know if it keeps lagging or something. Blaire White is an enemy of the Boy Motor Army, SMH. True. LMAO, Blaire Witch has painted and wore such enormous amounts of makeup 24/7. She has also forgotten she was once a man. I get jelly of how feminine and good she looks, but then I remember it's makeup and not natural. It's not just makeup, it's plastic surgery, right? She looks like transgender Michael Jackson in my eyes. Now, maybe, I don't know, maybe I just have, like, I personally don't like the plastic surgery aesthetic. Maybe other people do. I'm not a fan of it, though. Not my thing. If you get, like, light facial feminization surgery, that's, like, not noticeable. No, it's not a man. It's not a man. But she was born male. But she transitioned, though. Okay, the camera's still lagging. This is really annoying. I'm sorry. Hold on. Why? Why does it do this? Stop. Stop being a... Oh my god. I hate this. I hate everything about this. What did I do to deserve it not working properly? Why? I don't understand. What? Come on. Okay, I'll change the... Oh my god. Alright, hold on. Wait, let me move this. This is so infuriating. Infuriatingly stupid. Ugh. I'm sorry. Sorry, chat. You have to deal with this dumbassery. She looks fake. The one on the left looks more natural. Yeah, I don't know if the one on the... I don't know what the one on the left identifies as. I think that's a woman. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Not gonna make any assumptions. But, yeah. Hold on. Okay. Alright. Now, we're gonna go over here. And then I'm gonna turn that off. Alright. I think the ISO should be like there, maybe. That should be good. Yeah, that's good. That seems about right. Okay. You look better than her in my opinion. Aw, well, thank you. The curse of scamming people to buy your OnlyFans once they realize it's just shit. I never said it wasn't shitposts, though. That's the thing. People just assume OnlyFans needs to be sexual. Alright? I'm breaking expectations. Alright? Also, if you're watching this live right now and you haven't left a like, what are you doing? Do you want me to starve to death by not promoting my shit algorithmically? And then I'm not able to get my 3 cents of ad revenue I need to afford my meal? Come on. Alright. Oh.
Which is a very common sense line to draw. It's kind of the bare minimum. It's kind of like saying a man who...
The bare minimum by what standard? Saying it's common sense is a non-argument.
Who isn't attracted to men is gay, or like a woman who isn't attracted to women is
for real. I was the only one who liked. Damn.
Lesbian. No, there are very simple definitions for these things, and so
are you mean your definitions that you have arbitrarily decided should dictate how other people categorize themselves?
Those definitions are often important, and I've only
sure, it is good to define certain things, right? The reason we define gender, you know, or at least why I define gender, despite being a gender abolitionist, right, is primarily because I think it's important to define. Because no matter, like, regardless of whether or not we define it or how we define it, gender, as of right now, is going to exist, right? So we may as well define it based on whatever serves the most utility, right? Which I think is a perfectly fair and reasonable thing. I don't know. It's really weird that this thing is, like, not wanting to work. Huh. Maybe I need to close and open this? Wait, what? I didn't even know that was possible. Okay. Hold on. Wait, that fixed it? How? Okay, well, it fixed itself by doing that, I guess. Huh. Interesting. It'd be really funny if you kept saying your OnlyFans is shit posting.
only ever had...
But OTS... Oh, but it's actually nudes? Yeah. Sis is conflating descriptive framework with material reality, SMH. True.
One surgery in my life, so I'm not exactly seeing why you think that I believe trans people have to have all these surgeries. No, it's just there should be some transition taking place if you call yourself a trans person.
Well, are you referring to transgender or transsexual people now?
How did we get here? How did this happen? Did the frogs finally get to him?
This just seems like a shitpost. She was fearless and crazier than him. She was his queen, and God help anyone who dared to disrespect his queen. What? What even is that? Whoa. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, sweet. It's working now. Yeah, and sometimes it just stops working, and I couldn't tell you why.
Did the frogs bring up some good points? Like, I know they're both bad people. I'm just confused. That's all.
You stay confused, babe. Because oftentimes, if you're confused and everyone else is kind of understanding.
What? Understanding of what?
The problem might be you.
Okay.
I want Blaire White to stick her head in a pool full of lava because she's f***ing awful.
Based TikToker?
I can smell this video.
I recently watched a video where Blaire White and Jeffree Star both were agreeing that they
Toki is disabling the cam. True. I'm pretty sure it's from Suicide Squad regarding Joker and Harley.
Pronouns are not valid. And I have a question for the transgender and trans supporting people. Both were agreeing that they them pronouns are not valid.
Yeah, why are they not valid, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
And I have a question for the transgender and trans supporting people who agree with this. What is a transgender person to do when ontologically they do not fit into either category neatly?
Yeah, that's a good question. Only if only they're oh darn, but we can't use they them pronouns for individual people. Okay? That would be bad. Don't want to do that. So I guess it's unfortunate. We'll never have the answer. Number one enemy is that camera. Yeah, I don't know why the camera is being like this. I thought it was like done doing stupid things. It's genuinely infuriating, and I don't know what causes it. I don't know if it's like a bad I don't know, maybe the USB is bad? Maybe I'll try using a different USB. Alright. Yeah, we'll try using a different USB, and we'll see if that fixes the problem. Because that's the only other thing I can think of, is maybe it's like the USB is being dumb and stupid and idiotic, okay? Also, I think this USB is longer, so it might actually make it worse. Hold on. Alright, we'll look and see. Does it even... Oh, it doesn't even realize it's plugged in. Okay, well, this USB just doesn't work, period. That's good to know. So we're not using that one. That's for sure. Oh, man. Okay, we're gonna try this one, alright? I'm gonna use a different one, alright? This is genuinely bothering me. I'll keep playing the video while I fix this.
Are they supposed to affirm their gender against physical appearances, or stay closeted for the rest of their life? Or maybe, does it make more sense for them to go by gender neutral pronouns to kind of meet society where it's at?
So my response would be, you're not meeting society where it's at by adopting they them pronouns. You're actually going against society, because people who subscribe to gender...
Wait. By meeting society, what they mean is they're referencing the societal expectations. They're acknowledging, yes, these are the expectations placed by society, right? But at the same time, it's like, well, yes, these might be expectations placed by society, And here's how I'm going to, well, interact with society, right? So if rather than, labeling myself in a category that I don't fit into, right? I'll acknowledge that category exists, and that this other category exists, but neither of them are for me personally, right? I don't fit into either, so I'm just gonna say, okay, I'm non-binary. I don't fit the mold, right? I don't fit society's mold, and I'm going to acknowledge that, right? And whatever society's mold is that's gonna be, yeah.
Their ideology can try as hard as they want to make they them a thing, but it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, that's gonna age real well, Blaire.
Gretchen, stop trying to make
the they and them
happen. It's not going to happen.
I mean, people already use they them pronouns just for people broadly sometimes without even realizing it, right? Like singular they them pronouns. People do it without even thinking about it. Like there might be a cisgender man, and I might use they them sometimes interchangeably with he him without even realizing it. Again, Blaire is just wrong.
It's an unnatural way of speaking. It doesn't make
It's not an unnatural way of speaking. I do it by accident. Wait, also, now that the camera... So I think that the issue with the camera was that the USB was, like, faulty. Because changing the USB works, so I think I can make it higher quality. And, yeah. Yeah, and it's not lagging. See? Also, I don't know if you can even tell the difference, to be honest. I think it looks almost the same. Slightly better, maybe. I don't know.
Makes sense. And all I'm saying is you can go by whatever pronouns you want, and you are free to do that. However, the expectation for people around you, especially strangers, to just know that you go by they, them. And
wait. When did anybody... Okay, nope, that was a bad idea. Now it's lagging. Okay. We're gonna set it back here. Okay, interesting. Huh. Fascinating. Alright, well, I'll take the L there. In terms of, okay, that doesn't... Yeah. Ooh. That's not good. Wait. Yeah, well, alright, we'll turn that back down as well. Sorry, chat. Look, I know, I'm being cringe. It's okay. Okay. Alright, I'll play that. Come on, I pressed the button. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, this is working better. It seems, yeah.
And if you don't, you're filming them in the drive-thru like we see so often on TikTok. You're yelling at people on the street. You're upset because they didn't call you a they, them.
When is this happening?
That's a you problem, baby girl. People don't speak that way. People don't.
Sure, if somebody accidentally misgenders you, hey, thank you for the $1 mutated cutie. You will never be a man. Oh, darn. I think you might be right. Oh, darn. I guess I'll be a woman forever. That's so unfortunate. Just turned off at this point. It's okay. No, it's not okay. Okay, Femyoz, I'm a simp, but I'm actually messing up your stream right now because you keep ignoring simps DMs. What does that even mean? I'm not looking at DMs, by the way.
People don't use they, them for an individual person they see right in front of them. And
yes, you can do that. You can use they, them singular. And notice how she has to specify for an individual person right in front of them. If they're far away and you can't really make out what gender they are, then you it's like,
for
okay.
which you can see their secondary sex characteristics. The only time they, them is used for an individual person is if their secondary sex characteristics are not clearly visible, like someone cut you off in traffic.
Okay, so you acknowledge you can use it as a singular pronoun. Okay? So now that you've acknowledged that, Blaire, who benefits from you refusing to use it for somebody after they already specifically asked you for it? And also, if you're gonna be like, oh, well, your pronouns are based on your secondary sex characteristics, well, that seems like kind of a shitty thing to do, because not all trans people can afford things like facial feminization surgery. So if you have like a really square, masculine looking jawline and very masculine features, Does that mean you don't deserve to be respected as a trans woman if that's what you are, for instance? Like, again, this is such a weird standard.
But you can't see who's driving the car who did it. Oh, they cut me off. You're not going to say he or she because you can't really see. But 99% of the time, when an individual is standing in front of you, your brain is registering them as male or female, and you're...
Sure. If that's something that you do, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, as long as you're willing to, be respectful if they, if they're like, oh, actually, I go by they, them. It's like, okay. Like, usually people are really polite about it as well. Like, they're not like nobody is throwing a tantrum being like, you didn't use they, them pronouns. Yeah, I'm going to cancel you on Twitter, right? Like, nobody's doing that, right? Unless it's like, oh, I'm going to deliberately go out of my way to make fun of you and bully you for using these pronouns. Then maybe, yeah, then they get upset over that, sure. But, like, you meet them for the first time and you use the wrong pronouns. They don't care, as long as you're willing to at least put forth a genuine effort into being respectful. I mean, hell, you might make the same mistake multiple times because you're not used to it. That's fine. They're fine with that, as long as you're making a genuine good faith effort. Is there any way I pay you and in the message send a pic of my snoop? Because it makes me horny for you to see my thingy for money. Yeah, I guess, but I won't be looking at it on stream. But if you pay me enough money, like, for instance, like $25 or something, then I'd be like, ah, okay, sure. As long as you're of legal age, of course. Because otherwise it's like, okay, no.
You're going to inherently say he or she. So it's just not a natural way of speaking. And
wait, what is a natural way of speaking? Because every word is made up. We as humans have made every single word in the English language, right? It's all made up. None of it is natural, okay? Like, for instance, the words you read in things like literature or whatever, those didn't grow in the forest. They're not natural, right? We created them.
You're not going to get people to start using it. Sorry, it's just not going to happen.
But it's happening, though. How Blaire White is trans and politically conservative. Baby girl, they really don't want you. True! Like conservative, like the Overton window has shifted right. So, and the fact that Blaire White just doesn't care, it's like, well, this is my main source of income. So, instead of, changing and growing as a person, I'll double down and be an even worse person.
Cut that bitch head off and walk away.
Is that copyright? That might be copyright.
Imagine holding...
I had to talk during that because I don't know if it's copyright or not. I mean, I guess it's probably not. I mean, it's in a Blaire White video.
A political position because you want people to like you rather than because you genuinely think it's true.
Do you think it's true that trans people don't deserve rights? Like, because that's what most conservatives right now believe.
Can't relate. Not a collectivist over here. Not wanting to be part of some group. Just wanting to say things how I see it. And that has all to do with...
Oh, yeah. You just so happen to agree with basically everything that conservatives say. But you're not a collectivist, It's just you just so happen to shift right with your rhetoric. You shift with the Overton window. You're a relativist, right? That's what happens when you're not a... Yeah. You have this relativistic position because you're definitely not a collectivist. That's how you arrived at that conclusion, sure.
With who likes it or who doesn't like it. Plenty of conservatives do not like it. I'm hated by plenty of conservatives, but I'm hated by a lot more liberals. I will say that. And if we're just going to...
Well, yeah, because they see you as a useful idiot, at least. You're at least useful for a lot of conservatives. Not as useful as you used to be, Blaire. That's only going to last you so long. But, yeah, you're their little useful idiot. Their token trans person. You're not useful for anyone on the left. You're a detriment. You should bend over. True. Blaire White getting sent back to caveman times. Shocked that they don't speak natural. True. Why don't they speak the natural God-given tongue? Like, what the hell? LMAO, if us humans never did something weird or out of line, we would still be sitting in trees. Stop trying to steer me. What do you think? Wait, what? You give us way too much power. Wait, what? Weird, don't do. Oh, that's in response to that. Okay.
Measure which side has treated me better over the years. I think anyone knows the answer.
Maybe? I don't know. I think both sides maybe treat you bad, but you treat other people bad. So you're gonna sort of, people are gonna treat you the way you treat them. So, you know, if leftists tend to, you know, hate you and treat you poorly, maybe that's a reflection on you, right? Because they don't treat people poorly unless they have a good reason to. Most leftists. There's some exceptions that obviously.
Creator Blaire White wants you to know that yes, she is prettier than you.
In other news, I am having a FFS next Friday specifically so that Blaire White can never say that again. This surgery is not for gender affirmation, it's for gender retaliation.
So you're getting surgery so that I can never tell you that I'm prettier than you again when I have never said that in my life.
Wait, do you not know what a joke is? Like, she's obviously gonna get the surgery anyway. Like, but again, it's okay. But oh, we're the ones that don't have a sense of humor.
Sounds healthy. Sounds like a totally rational reason to cut your face up.
Guys, we're the ones that don't have a sense of humor and don't understand obvious jokes. Not Blaire White.
Did you tell the doctor that first? Shout out to you. Hope your surgery goes well. But I didn't even know you existed, sis. And it really is such a crazy thing to me. Like, reacting to people who are making TikToks about me really gives me a clearer view, I guess, of like the public perception of me, especially from people who don't like me, obviously. But 99% of the time, it has to do with looks.
I think you know what you should do, Blaire? But first of all, you're projecting because you're the one that makes it about looks, okay? I've seen your older content. I saw what you did, right? I saw how you treated non-passing trans people, how you would, you know, belittle them, make fun of them, etc. You know, I saw all that. But people like Blaire White are the reason that I wasn't even willing to come out as trans to even myself, right? It's like, oh, well, you know, I don't have, it's like I don't have like super severe gender dysphoria. I only have some gender dysphoria, I think. So, but I didn't know that what I had was gender dysphoria because it wasn't obvious.
It has to do with people saying that I feel like I look better than people, or I'm prettier than people, or I'm judging people's looks, and it's like,
wait, yes, you have done that.
I don't understand that. Meanwhile, I'm here.
You don't understand that.
Pretty decently insecure person, like a person who has my fair share of insecurities. I never sit up here and talk about how I'm prettier than people. Like, what are you?
No, you just like to put others down and talk about how ugly they are. But it's not about you trying to, you know, feel like you're above them or anything. No. You just, yeah, that's not even part of the equation.
Talking about.
So you've heard of the expression Uncle Tom. I know it sounds like I'm about to swerve out of my lane, but I promise I'm not. I was thinking of using this term for trans people who are awful to other trans people, but...
Yeah. AKA Blaire White. That's a perfect example.
I'm a white lady, and that kind of felt very uncomfy. So...
Okay. I don't think that that's relevant.
I've got an alternative term for true scums and passing white trans women, and that is...
Okay, this TikTok is fucking cringe. I don't know, what does this have to do with race? Passing like what? First of all, passing white trans, like why is that? What does that have to do with Blaire White? Like, yeah, I guess she fits into that category, but she's not a bad person for fitting into that category. She's a bad person because she uses she uses her status as a trans woman as a sort of part of her grift. That's like she's like a one-trick pony, right? Her entire personality for the last 10 years is conservative trans lady. That's it. That's like her whole personality. It is conservative trans lady. She other than that, she's just a stereotypical dumb bimbo bitch, okay?
A cousin Blaire.
So first of all, brush your teeth. You literally sat there and had the thought process, how can I find an offensive word to call trans people I disagree with? How can I invent a slur to call trans people who don't do and say?
A slur. You're gonna call that a slur. Let me guess, the word TERF is also a slur, and the word cisgender is a slur. I guarantee you Blaire, well, maybe doesn't genuinely believe that, but would claim to believe that because that goes with her grift, you know? It supports her grift, you know?
Say exactly what I want them to do. And yet, announcement for your dumbass, I'm actually biracial, so...
Yeah, I don't give a shit that... I agree that was, yeah... I don't know what this has to do with race.
According to your own oppression Olympics, you're really just some basic white broad who sat up here, invented a slur for someone you thought was a white trans woman who's...
Okay, no, I don't think it's a slur. What? It's
actually a biracial trans woman, and it's all based on the fact that I don't think exactly how you want me to think, because I should be submissive to you, right? White lady?
Are you saying you're not on board with being submissive and breedable?
Right? Sorry for getting out of line. Imagine really thinking that you're on the side of trans people while reducing their agency down to must-have opinions that are preset in my mind for them to have.
No. The only expectation, all right, and this person over here did a terrible job articulating it, by the way, and said dumb shit. And I think that they're also obnoxious. Are you fucking kidding me? All right, hold on. Sorry. Oh God, my camera works really well. Love it. You love to see it. Hello, Olivia Bean. Welcome to the stream. Hey yo, I haven't been around for a while. A nice idpol lady. Yeah, like that's the thing, right? I don't know. This is what I mean when I. Oh. Hold on. Close that. Open that. Is that gonna work? No? Come on. No. Okay. It's working now. Stay working, please. Alright? The mic is hacking the cam, true. But yeah, anyways, let's continue.
These people are literally morons.
Who cares about?
I agree that specific individual is a moron. Blaire, I think you should debate me over on the topic of non-binary people and gender abolition and shit like that. You probably won't because apparently I'm similar to Vaush and Hunter Avalon, which I don't disagree with, by the way. And you won't debate either of them, it seems, because I know for a fact. Yeah, well, I don't know. Actually, I think she might have debated Destiny. But I don't know.
Friends, in this world, there are shepherds and there are sheep, and Lindsay is a major sheep.
That is true.
I'm just picturing.
Well, I mean, she's more of a grifter, right? She knows. I'm pretty sure she knows that she's lying about her opinions, right? That's part of the equation, right? Otherwise, she wouldn't have lied about her political compass test results, right? Can't wait for you to debate her, so I can hear you say by what standard. Ah, yes, my favorite quote. My favorite quote. Alright, this is genuinely bothering me. The whole, oh yeah, what if the webcam just didn't work for no reason? I don't know if it's because the USB is bad or what. But you know what I'm gonna do? Alright? We're doing a different USB now, alright? That's right. We're changing which USB I'm using. And maybe this one will work better. I hope. Maybe. Potentially. It will. Oh god. It's not a USB. It's like a different type of thing that I can connect. Okay, so I'll plug that in there. And then, we'll open that. Alright? Alright, I'll play the thing for you.
Yeah, I'm the sheep standing here on my own, trying to carve out a new path, and you're the shepherd trying to jump on an anti-Blaire White algorithm hate train. You totally don't have that
backwards. You mean hate train? Are you? You mean the toxic gossip train?
And
I'm all you know. I think we should all hop aboard the toxic gossip train against Blaire White. I think that's a good idea. yeah, this one is worse. Why is every phone cable charger thing I have just broken? Or is my, like, what? Why? I don't understand. What did I do to deserve this? To deserve this? God. All right, we'll move it. We'll flip it the other way, maybe. I hope that works. Maybe not. All right. Choo exist. Hold on.
Harassed for the next 3 years of my life. But let's talk about my issues with Blaire White. It's her blatant disrespect to the trans community. The fact that she treats non-passing women as less than.
True.
And has bullied a lot of trans women on here.
Again,
True.
These people invent that I really talk about people's passability. I'm sorry.
Wait, yes, you have done that. Blaire, don't lie and say that you haven't when you clearly have. Like, unambiguously. You have engaged in that. I watched your content when I was in my early teen years. Like, again, it was one of the reasons why I was like, well, there's no chance in hell that I'm ever going to be trans, because it's like, well, I don't want to be one of these people that get made fun of, right? Like, hi, Femyoz in chat. Hello, Kinsey K. I hope you're doing well. And also, hello, Bedlam Son. I hope you're all having... Oh, wait, you've been here for longer. Sorry. I'm stupid.
Is it passability that I have talked about, like, that man with the beard going into the women's restroom? Is that me really talking about passability?
No, not that specifically. I think the one that comes to my mind was there was like the trans woman who was like a bodybuilder, and she was whatever, she was trans, and Blaire White basically made a video lying about this individual, saying, oh yeah, actually, you see, she's actually competing with, or yeah, this person is actually competing with women, oh no, or some stupid shit like that, which was a lie. This individual, this woman never wanted to compete with women because she understood, okay, yeah, maybe I do have a little bit of an unfair advantage. I've been powerlifting as a man for many years, and I just started estrogen, right? Like, again, anyone else find Blaire oddly sexist in terms of vibe, despite her weaponizing her sex? Yes! She seems so vanilla and boring. I would never want to have sex with her. She's so boring. Like, she's like, you know how, like, there's, like, the whole, like, meme of, like, oh, yeah, trans people are just, like, 10 times better than cis people at sex. I don't get that vibe from Blaire. I think Blaire is the exception. I think she's probably terrible at sex. She's just vanilla and boring. Because she's afraid that she might be like one of the cringe trans people if she dares engage with any of the kinky stuff, you know? She doesn't want to do that. Then she'd be just as weird as the people she makes fun of, you know? Alright, this camera lag is just obnoxious. I'm sorry.
For making just a common sense argument that, hey, maybe the reason people are upset that you're going in the men's bathroom is because you are presenting entirely as male. Is that about...
I agree that maybe she should shave before going in the... But that's more of like a oh, alright, you know, people can't tell you're trans, so from their perspective, they just see a man going in the women's bathroom. I sort of understand that, right? And again, there's no definitive cutoff. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I don't think she's doing it as like a predatory thing. But optics-wise, I could understand the argument. Not even vanilla. She's the soda water of trans girls. Yeah, no, she's like she's like sparkling water of trans people. Yeah.
About passability, is that about judging trans women who just maybe have a harder look to them and maybe aren't as lucky as other trans women? Or
no, you've done that.
Or is that me making a very clear distinction between a trans woman and a man posing as a trans woman?
Again, who benefits from posing as a trans woman? Like, there are a few exceptions. Like, I think Jessica Yaniv was one of them, where it's like, okay, yeah, that's like genuinely just a bad person. Other than that, though, I'm trying to think. Who else? Also, wait, hold on. No, that one wouldn't work. I just wish this USB wasn't all messed up or whatever, right? If I move it slightly, it's at a different angle. Did that fix it somehow? There's no reason it should have or shouldn't have. Okay. Fair enough, I guess.
You tell me, maybe I'm crazy.
This is a good meme.
Okay, that was actually funny. I will give you that.
Okay, yeah, even Blaire White acknowledges that that was a good meme. All right, fair enough. Rare Blaire White W. At least she's self-aware enough to acknowledge that that was funny as hell.
But yeah, people love bringing up that tweet where I say stop ending friendships over political differences, and it's like,
yeah, well, you deserve to be made fun of for it. That's perfectly reasonable, actually. I would make fun of you for it. I think you look like an idiot, Blaire.
No one's talking about people who want your family to be broken apart. No one's talking about people who actually hold extremist views. But the problem is,
shut the fuck up.
Y'all will really sit up here and end friendships over, like, I believe in free speech. I believe.
Really? Where is this happening? Please tell me. Oh yeah. I actually was like best friends with this dude until he told me that he was in favor of free speech. What are you talking about?
In the Second Amendment, and that to y'all is like, y'all are gonna cut people off, but it's like,
when? I'm a pro-gun leftist. I like guns. Nobody has ostracized me for that. This doesn't happen. Nobody fucking cares about that. Holy shit.
That's what I'm actually talking about.
No, you're not. You're just backtracking.
All right, I'm over it. I'm so over it, I'm under it. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure.
Yeah, that was awful. Wow, what a dog shit video. All right, that was horrendous. I want to die now. That sucks.
Subscribe to this channel as well as.
No, I'm not. I'm never gonna subscribe to you. You suck. You're awful. You're a terrible YouTuber, if I can even call you that. All right. The next video we're gonna be watching is from Blaire White again.
Okay,
it's called responding to, quote, Blaire White hates non-binary people, which she does. She's not unambiguous about that. She makes it very obvious that that's her position. But, you know, what can I say? What can I say? Either way, let's see what Blaire has to say. This video is a little bit older. It's from 2 years ago. It's got 450,000 views. So, anyways, let's start the video. All right.
My channel. Today I was inspired to do a rant video about non-binary. I'm sure that will invoke absolutely no backlash and no hatred in the comments whatsoever.
Yeah, none at all. Absolutely zero. Indeed, the real crime we must cancel you for is doing woman face and not hating vaush enough. True. Also, justice for the mic. You seem like a person who would be scared to touch a gun, now bend over. That's true. But that's why I think they're cool. Right? It's like, ooh, they're scary but kind of cool. And you should be able to protect yourself as well. I think being able to do that is cool. I don't have that strong of a position, though, so I don't talk about it. I just think that they look cool. You know, they sound cool. I don't know. I just think that I think guns are badass, okay? I'm sorry. Cancel me, right? Like, oh yeah, or at least Blaire White would think that you would, because oh yeah, we're so far left, we're so far gone.
What inspired me to do this was a conversation I was having with some supporters of mine on Discord. I have been playing games with some of you guys on Discord lately, which has been really fun. By the way, let me know if I should start a Twitch channel.
No, you shouldn't. That sounds like a terrible idea. Also, if you're gonna stream. Well, I guess I'm not going to be giving it... I think, Blaire, if you're watching this, don't stream in general. I think you'd be terrible at it. But if you're going to stream, I guess for you, just do it on Twitch, because Twitch is a terrible platform, and I wish nothing but the worst for you, but for any other content creators that want to get into streaming, don't stream on Twitch, okay? So streaming on Twitch is like streaming on YouTube, but objectively worse, right? There's nothing good about it. There's literally nothing. There's no benefit.
I heard something about hot tub streamers over there, like there's like a shortage of them or something, so maybe I can help with that. But anyways.
Okay, there's almost a good joke. Alright, fair enough. Femyoz, someone in the Discord said you sent them your spicy pics. What? What spicy pics?
So the supporters in the Discord were having a debate or discussion about non-binary. And it was basically a typical debate of like, is it valid? Is it not valid? Is it the same thing
as
being
valid.
transgender? Is it not? What do you think about they, them pronouns? Yada, yada, yada. Typical debate. But what took me back a little bit was this one moment where one of the supporters was like, but you know what? We shouldn't talk about this. It probably annoys Blaire because she doesn't like non-binary people.
True, she doesn't. That's like just an objectively true fact. Right. No, I don't hate them. I just like don't think that they should have the right to be themselves or identify the way they want to identify. But no, I don't hate them or anything. I just don't think that they're valid in any capacity. Yeah, but no, I promise. I don't hate them. I just don't think they should be allowed to exist, you know? That's yeah. But no, I don't hate them. But like why would you want them to have rights, though, is what I'm saying. You know, it's... Alright. Why are there so many freaks in this chat? I don't know, big brother. I think we're all freaks here, you know? I think that's what this really boils down to, truly. Yeah. That's right. Okay, anyways. It's working again.
And the reason I was taken aback was because the whole Blaire hates non-binary people is definitely a narrative common among people who already don't like me and people who frankly don't watch my videos. Like, you'll hear that from them, but I was like, this is someone who supports.
I used to watch your videos. Your videos were one of the reasons I used to be against non-binary, actually.
Me and even agrees with me in my stances.
Hey, thank you for the $1. Mutated sucks. So definitely not Mutated's alt. How is Blaire more of a gamer than you? You gotta play something other than Minecraft. You should play 69 with me. It's my favorite game. That does sound like a fun game, I can't lie.
On this, saying that I like hate non-binary people. So clearly it warrants a video of me going in depth my full opinions about non-binary people in one place rather than sound bites from this corner of the internet.
I mean, we already saw her in the video we just watched say, oh yeah, no, I'm never gonna use they, them pronouns for people that want me to use them. No, fuck that. What do you think I am, fucking gay? Nah, none of that shit. I'm not doing any of that. But no, I don't hate non-binary people. I just think they're invalid and shouldn't be allowed to exist.
In this corner, and I heard Blaire said this. Well, I heard she said this. Okay, well, let's just talk about it one-on-one or one-on-many in full. So this is what I said to my supporter, and I'll say it here. I don't hate non-binary people. Like, I don't hate anyone, actually, who doesn't do harm to, like, animals, children, or people in general. And
well, that's good news. Okay, I'm glad we have the same utilitarian standard. As long as you're not doing something that causes an objective or measurable harm, you're fine. This honestly sounds like a rumor someone would spread just to see... Wait, what? Oh, sorry. I'm reading something in response to something else. And the camera's not working again.
I actually think it's a bit of a childish interpretation to see someone with a differing opinion than you on a topic.
Well, if your opinion is that I don't think you should be allowed to exist, I think that's a fair assessment. Usually, you don't think that somebody shouldn't exist if you don't have something against them, right? Usually there has to be some sort of a, I don't know, reason for that. You know, there has to be some sort of like actual I guess, yeah, there has to be like a reason for that usually. I don't know, fuck, I don't know, I'm retarded too sometimes. You know, maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's what I think. That's my opinion. You know, that's okay, we're gonna, oh God. Do I need to, this one doesn't work. If this keeps lagging, I'll try using the one I normally use. I don't know why it wouldn't work. Maybe my computer's running hot and then that makes it more difficult or something. I don't know.
And think that automatically is born out of like hatred or anger or some ugly place, especially when it's on a topic that is, let's be honest, only if...
Well, it's born out of greed because you're a grifter. So maybe you don't have a deep-seated hatred for non-binary people. You're just greedy and want to fuel the conservative grift machine because it makes you money. I'll try turning my brightness down. Maybe that helps. Obviously, you won't be able to see the difference, but maybe it'll make my computer run cooler or something. I don't know. Genuinely. Couldn't tell you.
A few years old, no one was talking about non-binary more than 5 years ago. If you are a non-binary person, for example, who wants to use...
Well, first of all, I don't think that whether or not something has been around for a long time dictates whether or not it is valid. That's a dumb standard to have. And secondly, I don't think that, for instance, okay, you know what? The camera's being annoying. We're doing the... I mean, the USB is like a little bit warm, but it's not like an insane, or like, it's not like, I don't know, that's weird. Okay, sorry. Look, if my thing was working, this would be so much easier, but it's just, what if I didn't work today, is what it said, I guess, for whatever reason. Anyways, I don't know. Or maybe the phone being warm makes the other end not, I don't know. Anyways.
Use they, them pronouns, and you meet me in real life and that's what you ask of me, I am not going to go out of my way to, like, not use those for you.
Wait, well, in your most, okay, so she has gone further right. Because in the video that we were watching before, in the one where she was reacting to TikToks, she explicitly stated, oh, yeah, no, if you're using cringe pronouns like they, them, like, nobody's gonna do that. What are you, fucking stupid? Are you stupid or something? You want me to use they, them pronouns if you have secondary sex characteristics, like any of them that aren't gender neutral? Ah, what are you, okay. Yeah, alright. Alright. Thanks, Blaire. Love your insight. Very cool. Very cool.
I'll do my best to accommodate you. That's what I've always done. Believe it or not.
Well, you don't seem to be interested in doing it anymore.
I have been in many situations with people who ask for that. I've done meet and greets all across the country where every type of person comes up and talks to me, and every type of person wants to have a conversation. And I'm not someone who, like, tries to hurt people or goes out of my way to disrespect people.
Aside from when you try to hurt and disrespect people, of course.
Because I don't want that done to me, so I do my best.
Okay.
Do I understand it, really? No, but I don't...
That's fine. You don't have to understand it. I mean, it's not a difficult thing to understand. It takes, like, if you just have to think about it for 2 seconds, but, you know, whatever. It's fine if you're dumb and don't get it. That's a lie because I've been, NB since I was, like, 11, which is almost a decade ago, even though I never called it that. Yeah, exactly. It's like, people have been non-binary for ages. They just didn't call it that. They called it other things. There are ancient civilizations that had fucking non-binary people. There was, like, a third gender, right? Like, there was, like, and I'm not even joking when I say this. Like, there was, like, men, women, like, the stereotypical, like, what you would expect today, kind of, almost, right? And then there was, like, a third femboy gender, right? It wasn't called that either, but that's basically what it was. It was, like, yeah, it was, like, for, yeah.
I think I really have to like, be nice to you. Do I think that it's an unnatural way of speaking to, with someone face-to-face, use they, them pronouns when you are clearly, like, seeing them and, like, subconsciously and consciously seeing characteristics of their actual biological sex? Like, yeah, I think it's an unnatural way.
Wait, in what world are pronouns a biological construct? Please enlighten me, Blaire. Explain why pronouns are a biological construct and should remain a biological construct. Is it because you say so? Is it because that's it's what you're used to? Like, explain away, please.
Way of speaking, but I do it in those scenarios because I'm not trying to be mean, okay? Anything I've ever said about non-binary people, and this is, again, if you actually watch videos I've done on it or watch,
which I used to, by the way,
interviews I've done on it, has always been that I don't have hatred in my heart for people who call themselves non-binary. I do not think they are any less than me. I think they are just different than me as a trans woman. I think that there is a difference between a non-binary person who does not transition and a trans person who transitions. And
yes, the categorical distinction there being transsexual versus transgender, right? And that's not even exclusive to non-binary, right? You could be a trans woman who, you know, maybe you're not interested in medically transitioning because you don't really have much dysphoria, right? In terms of like in terms of how you perceive yourself, right? As long as you socially transition, maybe then you're fine. It's just who you are, whatever, problem solved, right? There's some people that are like that, right? They would fit into the category of transgender. If you're an HRT femboy, and let's say you only use he, him pronouns, but you're on HRT, you would be transsexual to an extent. But not transgender, right? If you and if let's say you're like Blaire White and you know you go on HRT, you know, you get breast augmentation to get massive boobies, all right, and you identify as a woman, then you're both transsexual and transgender, right? But again, there is a distinction between sex and gender, and I think that oftentimes Blaire doesn't really understand that, even though she should as like a trans person, because if sex and gender are the same thing, then you know, it's like, okay, I don't think that she was any less of a woman before she medically transitioned, right?
I have taken issue with...
But maybe she does think that, without even realizing it. It might be like an insecurity of hers. Who knows?
The, like, rabid insistence that non-binary is the same thing as being a trans woman, or being a trans man, or being trans...
Well, yeah, well, transgender is an umbrella term. All it means is you have a gender identity that does not correspond with what you were assigned at birth, basically. That's all there is to it.
Trans in general, and that it falls under the trans umbrella, because I don't think trans should even be an umbrella. I think that...
Well, it is. So get over yourself. That's like it's a skill issue. It's an umbrella term whether you like it or not.
That very clearly defined language is important and necessary to actual acceptance and progress for transgender people. And trying to squeeze as much as you can under the trans umbrella actually does way more harm than good. And frankly...
Wait, the whole point of transgender as a fundamental concept is literally just, do you identify with a gender identity that differs from what you were assigned at birth? If the answer is yes, then you are transgender. You might not be transsexual, but there is a categorical distinction between transsexual and transgender. They're not the same thing. Some transgender people are transsexual, some transsexual people aren't trans, some transgender people aren't transsexual, right? Thank you, Femyoz, for the $4. Why does that abracious guy hate you so much? He's always ranting about how you ruined femboys or whatever. I don't know. He's, like, weird. I don't know. I think he's like super. He's like even more super mega obsessed with me now, because I think I like called him fat in the YouTube comments one time or something. I don't know, but he had already been talking shit about me. So
frankly, I just don't think that having a gender identity that is in the middle, both, neither, above, below, any of that is the same thing as going from male to female or female to male. To me,
well, yeah, sure, it's not the same gender identity, but you're still transgender in that your gender is different from what you were assigned at birth.
This seems like such a simple and obvious delineation to make. And I've seen some other trans influencers try to have this conversation and...
Wait, Blaire, what you're looking for here, well, maybe you're already aware of this and you're just a grifter, but I think what you're referring to right now is subcategories, right? So trans is the big umbrella term, right? And then there are subcategories, right? You could break down into binary trans people and non-binary trans people as two of the subcategories, right? That could be a subcategory. You can break it down as much as you want, really. If you want to make distinctions, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But don't say you're not trans because you don't fit into this subcategory of trans that I deem to be more trans than the other subcategories, right?
Try to communicate the things that I'm saying here, but they ultimately get shut down, get bullied, and ultimately end up backtracking on those opinions, at least publicly. Privately, they don't, because they all message me. Okay? But I don't backtrack. Unless I'm actually wrong about something, I'm not going to backtrack. Is an Asian person...
What about the time you lied about your political compass test results, Blaire? Did you ever backtrack that? Did you ever apologize for that? No? Oh, you just want to ignore that and never, just don't talk about that ever? Okay.
Saying that they have different life experiences than a Middle Eastern person, automatically a bigot against that Middle Eastern person, I don't...
What? No one is saying this. Literally, who said that all trans... Blaire, if anything, you're the one that's saying that all trans people need to have the same experience. That being trans means that you need to be part of some sort of monolith, where if you don't have the same experience as me, that you're not nearly as trans as I am. You're one of the fake trans.
Don't think so. Is a gay person saying...
Blaire will unironically say oppression Olympics whilst doing trans Olympics. True.
They have different life experiences than a bisexual person, automatically making them biphobic? I don't think so. But for some reason, you're labeled NB-phobic if you say that non-binary is simply different from my experience in my life as a trans woman.
No one is saying that you are NB-phobic for saying that you have a different experience as a binary trans woman from non-binary trans people, right? People do say you're NB, oh my god, my camera's lagging, that you're NB-phobic when you say things like, oh yeah, these people aren't as trans as me, or, oh, why don't you even put effort into transitioning, Why are you saying you're trans when you haven't even fully medically transitioned yet? You look like a man. Why are you saying you're a woman, right? Like that type of shit, right? It's like, again, all you have to do is acknowledge, yeah, non-binary people are also trans, but like there's a different experience there. It's a subcategory of trans, right? It's not the same subcategory that I'm a part of, right? That's all you have to say. Problem solved, and then you win.
And I'm not going to fold on that just because people want me to. To me, it's as simple.
Well, no, you should fold on it because you're objectively wrong. That would be the reason.
And as clear as day as saying that my dog is not the same thing as my cat. He is out of frame, but they're different. They're both my pets, but they have very different needs.
Well, you see, what this would be analogous to is they both fit into the category of pet, the same way that you and a non-binary person fit into the category of trans, right? But if you break it down into what kind of pet, right? Dog or cat, right? That's the same thing as breaking it down into, okay, well, what kind of trans are you, right? Are you a binary trans person or a non-binary trans person, right? You can break it down, right? That doesn't mean that all of the other subcategories of trans that you are not a part of are less valid. They're just a different flavor of trans, I guess you could say.
My cat needs in his diet is not the same thing as what my dog needs in my diet.
Yeah, sure. And non-binary people don't always need the same things as binary trans people. Not all trans people are the same.
Diet. The things in which non-binary people and non-binary activists tend to advocate for are very different than what most trans women and trans men want. For example, a lot of non-binary activists definitely want to normalize asking people's pronouns and stating people's pronouns.
Yeah, I don't see the problem with that. Oh no, somebody asked me for my pronouns. Oh god, what will I ever do? How will I live with myself?
When you meet, they want it to be as common of a greeting as how are you? It should be, hi, my name's Blaire, and my pronouns are she, her, right? That is...
Wait, why do I care?
It's the world that a lot of non-binary people want to see, and they advocate for that, which is their right. However, for me, this is a very clear example of the divergence between binary trans people and non-binary people, which is, we don't want to be asked our pronouns. We do anything and everything we can for them to be automatic.
So you believe that because you don't want people to ask you for your pronouns, right? Because you want to pass as a woman, right? And you want it to be unambiguous. You want people to see you and think instantly, yeah, that's a woman right there. That person over there, she looks like a woman. I don't even have to ask for her pronouns. I get that, but again, you are not the only trans person to exist, right? And including binary trans people, right? Binary trans people that are early into their transition especially, like, I mean, come on. I feel like at that point, it's like, yeah, well, yeah, it's fair to ask them for their pronouns, right? But the reason you would do it for everybody and not just people that don't pass, just to make sure or whatever, is because if you only do it for people that you're not sure about, then you're singling them out in a way. That's the... Yeah. Oh, they understand, they just don't want to understand. Blaire acts in bad faith. Oh, I know, right? But I used to watch her videos.
Transition so that I could walk into a room and people say she without me announcing it, asking for it, or getting into an altercation about it. I did not go on hormones, legally change my name and gender on my birth certificate, shave down the bones in my face, and attach these breasts so I could walk into Walmart and someone say, what are your pronouns? Like, that's actually pretty upsetting. My first real example seeing
I think that that's a skill issue.
This divergence between the goals of trans people and non-binary people was actually at the very beginning of my transition when I went into a trans support group.
Well, again, the categorical distinction you should be making is binary trans people and non-binary trans people. They're both trans, right?
It was like during the like mental fog of like the start of my transition, not knowing where to go, not knowing how to get this done. How do I legally change my name? How do I get surgery? How do I get on hormones? It was that very early stage. And I went in and I was expecting to be mentored and taught by trans people maybe a little older than me that knew the path. And what I actually got was a roundtable of, I presume, mostly identifying non-binary people telling me that the fact that I wanted to transition was inherently transphobic because...
I find that hard to believe. Oh yeah, you're transphobic for transitioning. Yeah, that's what all of us non-binary trans activists say all the time. That's what we always say. Right?
Because it reinforces the idea that men and women have different bodies and that I was automatically a woman simply by virtue of saying so. And
well, yeah, if you say so, then I'm gonna take your word for it, right? I'll assume you actually do identify that way, right? I don't think that I should be the one dictating how you identify. So yes, if you hadn't started medically transitioning yet, right, and it was obvious that you were born as a male, I would still respect you wanting to be called a woman. I don't see the problem with that.
You can imagine I'm sitting there with, like, at this point, debilitating gender dysphoria, not knowing where to go in life, and I'm being told that I am a problem because I want to transition. Meanwhile, I'm thinking...
I don't think this is happening, by the way.
Thinking, isn't that the whole fucking point of being trans? Like, why am I here? So,
wait, the point of being transgender or transsexual? Transgender just refers to the identity aspect of it. Transsexual is the medical process by which you transition.
Again, those are completely two different ways of thinking when it comes to being trans or thinking of gender.
Wait, but they're not mutually exclusive. You can be transsexual and transgender. You can be one or the other, or you can be both or neither. It doesn't matter.
Like, they just don't line up most of the time. And again, the idea that it's hatred for me pointing that out, I mean, I'm simply not going to be told.
I don't think that that's what people are saying you're hateful for. Again, the people that the thing that I think people most likely have a problem with, from what I can tell from this video alone, is maybe, I don't know, the fact that you're saying that, you know, oh, you're not trans, you know, you're not trans enough for me to accept you as a trans person, you know, because you have different experiences, as if binary trans people are like a monolith that have the same experience, you know. It's like a cabal of trans people, you know? And then you have the non-binary people who dare to have different experiences. Like, again, these are just stupid arguments.
Who and what I am. I'm not going to be told that I am a hateful person towards non-binary people or I hate a group of people simply because I notice and acknowledge and talk about the differences between the two groups. And I hate to use the word child.
You mean like the subcategories of trans people? Like again, it's not about the fact that you talk about them. I talk about non-binary people and binary trans people and binary cisgender people, you know, I do that. Yeah, that's something that is something that I do, right? But the problem arises if the way in which you talk about them is hateful or bigoted, right? Or you know, harmful, you know, or invalidating.
Again, but it seems that there are a lot of very childish individuals who insert that I must feel like I am above non-binary people or something.
Well, I think it has more to do with you're a grifter and you're trying to appeal to, you know, your conservative audience, but I don't think that you're just hateful. I think that you just are apathetic and don't care. I think it's more along the lines of that.
Because I have those views. I do not believe that I am worse, better, higher up on a totem pole than any other human being on this planet who puts their pants on one leg at a time like we all do. I do not believe that some trans people are up here and
What if I do 2 legs at a time, right? Like, what if I have, like, both my legs up, okay? Wait, how do I show this without doing something bad by accident, okay? Alright? I have both... Yeah. So say I wear pants, okay? And then I have both my legs up, and then I put the pants on like that. Then what? What are you gonna do? Huh? Huh? Are you saying that I can't do that? Are you saying I can't do that, huh, Blaire? Is that what you're... Are you saying that I'm below you because I put... But you know what? No, I think that means I'm above you, actually. Because I can do 2 legs at once. That's right.
And some trans people are here, and non-binary people are here. I
spread him for us. Now this is the content we want, true.
Just don't. Unless you're Jessica and Eve. Like, she's at the bottom. And I'm okay with saying that. And it's not...
Wait, did you say she's a bottom? I mean, I agree that Jessica Yaniv is a terrible person, but wait.
People are up here, and some trans people are here, and non-binary people are here. I just don't, unless you're Jessica.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, I'm dumb. I have bad attention span.
She's at the bottom, and I'm okay.
It sounds like she says she's a bottom and not at the bottom. This is if she said she's a bottom, this is like worse than Vaush's bottom slander. I don't appreciate it.
I was saying that, and it's not about it being some special thing to be trans. It's not about like, oh, this is a special label that you can't have. It's about
that is kind of what it seems like.
Trans people are still being thrown off buildings in a lot of parts of the world. There are still...
Yes, I am aware.
Countries that I legally cannot travel to as a trans person. A lot of them.
Yep.
Like, until that changes, can we just clearly define what trans is and like...
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. But you make it more difficult, right? When you have, internally inconsistent definitions of things, and you sort of just arbitrarily assert, what is and isn't trans based on how you feel, I guess. Again, there's no ideologically consistent narrative here. It's all just whatever the fuck she feels like saying. Oh, yeah, time for me to grift to my audience of retards today. What do I say today? Oh, I don't know. Non-binary people aren't trans. Yeah, got them. Like, it's just like...
Fight for acceptance based on what trans is. Because Courtney Stodden can go party in Dubai. I cannot. If I try to fly to Dubai, they'll put me in prison right off the plane because I'm trans. If you don't see there's a difference there, and that the difference is that's non-binary and this is trans, I don't know what else to tell you. It also is so confusing to me how for other like examples in the LGBT community, there is so much room for differences and nuance in different categories to the point where like...
You mean like, for instance, subcategories, potentially?
If you call pansexual the same thing as bisexual, you will get lambasted, and that is a huge no-no, and you'll get in so much trouble for saying...
I don't think you get in that much trouble. I think people might shit on you a little bit, but, I don't know. It's, I mean, lambasted as in people clown on you for it? I mean, fair enough. I mean, people can clown on you for that. Like, it's not a matter of whether or not people get offended by it. It's just, oh, you said some stupid shit, you can be criticized for it. I think that's perfectly valid.
Saying that, when in reality, pansexual is closer to bisexual than non-binary is to being trans.
Wait, you can say that pansexual and bisexual are similar. They're still categorically different, though. Right?
And I know that some non-binary people do claim to experience some level of gender dysphoria, and I respect that, and I feel for them, because if you have ever been unlucky enough in life to experience gender dysphoria, it is a...
So, like me, for example, right? I would consider myself, at least right now, either... I don't know, I'm not sure, right? I might be trans woman, trans femme, who knows? But I'm some form of non-binary as well, right? Because, it's like, okay, well, I'm somebody who uses any and all pronouns, for instance, right? I think I'm probably too lazy to get voice training. Lag is getting bad, I'm sorry. There's literally, I don't know what the fuck I can do to fix it at this point. I genuinely could not tell you. If I knew how to fix it, I would, believe me. Alright? Believe me. I don't want it to be laggy.
A son of a bitch. Like, it's awful. And some of those individuals do transition, partially or fully, whatever their choice is, and I
So, like me.
consider them trans. I look at them as trans.
Let's go! Blaire White sees me as trans! Hell yeah! I mean, I did start estrogen recently. Like, within the last 2 months, so. So yeah, I started it on June 2nd. So maybe I'm not trans enough yet. I have to, maybe, I don't know. All right, let's just keep watching.
I don't understand why they're still claiming non-binary, and it's not really my business why they're claiming non-binary, but...
Because it's easier if you don't pass as either gender. It's like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna... There are people that just don't want to assign a category to themselves, like myself included, right? Like, the reason I'm non-binary is because I don't really assign a category to myself. That's all there is to it, right? I don't categorize myself as a man or a woman. If I had to pick one, I'd choose woman, right? But it's like, I don't want to... Because then it's like, okay, well, I don't want there to be a set of expectations for me. I just want to do my own thing, and people can perceive me how they want, I guess. But at the end of the day, like, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want, and people can just use whatever pronouns they think I look like, I guess, right? Like, I think that's perfectly reasonable, right? I don't think that makes me not trans, right? But yeah. So that could be a reason, like, and again, I'm not speaking for all non-binary people, right? I'm different from a lot of non-binary people. There's some that only want they, them pronouns. There's some where it's like, okay, you know, like, again, I'm not all non-binary people or all trans people, right? I'm my own individual, and so is everybody else, right?
If you have gender dysphoria and you're getting surgeries to alleviate, like, you're trans, so... And some people...
Well, I'm not getting surgeries, but I'm on estrogen. I thought that I didn't have gender dysphoria until I started really thinking about it, and then I'm like, actually, I think I might. And now that I'm on estrogen, the idea of going back is like a terror, like, there, no, nope, not, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not. Okay? I'm not.
People may feel like it's unimportant to draw distinctions between the two, and that it's just splitting hairs, but
Wait, you can make a distinction. It's called using subcategories. That doesn't mean that something isn't in the same broader category, right? Again, being trans is so complicated. You know, the psychological aspects of it are more complex than just a simple, oh, you're either trans, like, and you transition, or you're... It's like, there's so much nuance to it. And not all trans people are the same.
Completely disagree. I think that because the concept of transgenderism gets so heavily politicized, people, like, forget how serious of a topic it is. It entails, for a lot of us, really permanent surgeries. It involves, when it's a child, it involves male to female sterilization. It involves...
Sterilization? Are you referring to puberty blockers, which are reversible and don't actually sterilize anybody? Well, I guess when you're taking them, they can. Yeah, but when you're not, when you stop taking them, like, if you decide, oh, actually, I'm not trans, and you decide to stop taking them, you're not sterilized, right? It's like, oh, you just resume puberty. You're not sterile.
It's the very serious condition of gender dysphoria, which people literally kill themselves over. When you transition, you are changing the composition of your mind, your body, and your future entirely. It is not a small thing. A good example.
Yeah, but I don't think that the weight of choosing to go on HRT, for instance, is any more substantial than, say, for instance, the weight of just going through natural puberty. Both of them are just as irreversible as each other, right? It's just most cisgender people, cisgender people in general don't have to think about it, right? It's just intuitively obvious to them. It's like, well, yeah, I want to start, you know, regular old puberty, right? Because it's like I don't want to be, you know, perceived as a child anymore. I want to be a big bad grown-up. Yeah, right? It's like, and it's like, okay, well, that is intuitively obvious to them, but it's still a big decision. It's just a really obvious one for most people, right? The only people who it's not going to be obvious to are, one, people with decision paralysis, and two, edge cases where it's like they have, like, some dysphoria, but they're, like, really repressive and they're not entirely sure. So basically people like me, right? But again, I don't think somebody like me, you know, like, I feel like people, conservatism in particular, prey upon decision paralysis and are like, well, you can't make these huge decisions. It's like, you don't know what you want. It's like, okay, as somebody with decision paralysis who hates making big decisions, I'm going to say straight up, my decision paralysis is not the world's problem. That shouldn't be everybody else's problem. That shouldn't be something that prevents other people from making decisions that they already know are right for them, right? A lot of people I know are just too ambivalent to care about gender and categorizing themselves, which I think is a pretty chill vibe. Yeah, and that's what I do, right? It's like, I just don't really bother categorizing myself. It's like, no matter what I do, I'm not going to fit perfectly into any category, all right? I'm too fucking autistic for that. Are you kidding me? Like, I just sort of do my own thing. Why is she so concerned with the fertility of kids SMH? Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, they continue being fertile if they just, you know, stop the puberty blockers and then go through natural puberty, right? But obviously, Blaire wants them to be, you know, fertile while they're young, you know? Just like Matt Walsh, you know? Matt Walsh is like, oh, well, you know, it's the mindset of if she bleeds, she breeds.
Example of this, I was speaking with one of my doctors. I've never publicly named him or shown him, so don't bother searching him up and harassing him. I was speaking to one of my doctors who's done a few procedures of mine. He works with a ton of trans patients, and he was saying that a few years ago, it would have been completely unheard of to have patients coming in without a diagnosis of gender dysphoria, seeking breast removal or sex changes or, you know, trans-related surgery.
I guess. But also, even if you're not diagnosed with gender dysphoria, I don't think that means you're any less trans. First of all, you could have it without even realizing it. Secondly, again, you don't, gender dysphoria is not a gender identity. So that whether or not you have gender dysphoria does not dictate whether or not you're trans, right? Now, you might have gender dysphoria that causes you to identify a certain way, and that's fine. I would recommend that. You know, identifying whatever whatever doesn't give you gender dysphoria, right? But again, whether or not you have gender dysphoria is not what dictates your identity, okay? You decide how you identify. You decide how you categorize yourself. And I think that serves more utility. I don't think that you can make a utilitarian argument for the contrary.
Surgeries. And that have not lived their life as a trans person before coming in. He says now he's having patient after patient after patient who comes in after a year or two of having they, them pronouns or just identifying as non-binary, who want very serious permanent procedures done, and that he is having a hard time turning them away because he's getting backlash from the community.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't be denying fully grown autonomous adults who know what they want from getting what they want. Now, I think that there's a very simple solution to it. If you really want a surgery, right, and you're an adult, you know what you want, but you're non-binary, right, and you want to be certain that, you know, that you don't get turned away, just be like, well, yeah, I actually identify as a woman, but people don't know that because I'm closeted right now, but I'm coming out of the closet as soon as I have surgery, because then it's like I'm comfortable doing it and confident enough. Not confident yet, because I don't see myself that way. That's all you have to do, right? So there is an easy loophole in the system, I guess. But yeah, you have the right to bodily autonomy, all right? You shouldn't be forced to have a, you know, you get the point. And on that, my indecision is a reflection on me and not the world. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I have decision paralysis. Stop using experiences similar to mine as like a weapon against people's freedom, right? As somebody that genuinely has decision paralysis and genuinely would struggle with a decision like that, I don't want that to negatively affect other people. That shouldn't hold other people back or hinder their ability to make decisions that they know are correct.
Because he's being seen as transphobic for saying, I'm sorry, having they, them pronouns is not good enough for me to cut off your breasts. Like, if you're not living as a trans man and have spoken to therapists and done the due diligence.
And a lot of the time, a lot of non-binary people, one of the reasons that they might actually start out as non-binary, and a lot of times non-binary people can become binary trans people later, right? So you might go from gender non-conforming to non-binary to trans femme to trans woman, right? That might be the way you go. That might be the route you take. That might be the route I'm taking. Again, I'm gonna keep going until I feel like I don't need to keep going, right? But once again, this whole idea of, oh, you're not trans enough to get... It's like, for all you know, one of the reasons they might identify as non-binary is because they don't feel like they're worthy of being, you know, considered a man or a woman, right? And I know that's like a fucked up thing to say, but there are people that genuinely feel that way. Like that's a thing, right?
He doesn't feel comfortable performing those surgeries on someone because the only people he's had come in that have regretted these surgeries, everyone talks about regret, and you know, all the trans activists say we shouldn't talk about regret or whatever, but like the only people that have
no, we can talk about it, but I think that what needs to be brought up is how low the regret rates are. I think we should talk about it because the regret rates are so low, right? So again, it serves more utility to allow people to have the freedom to make that decision for themselves than to not allow them, right? Because for every one person who regrets it, there's like, and I don't know the exact numbers, but I do know it's roughly 99 other people that don't regret it, right? For people that choose to get, you know, the surgery and whatnot, right? 99 out of 100, roughly. I know that that's not the exact number, but it's pretty close. Don't regret it.
Regretted their surgeries.
Lag is getting worse. Is like the stream like buffering? Is it that kind of lag? Or is it more of like the camera is lagging?
He's done on them have been the non-binary people, have been the people who don't have that gender dysphoria diagnosis, who don't have the history of being trans. They come in after a year or so of like online discourse of having this identity online, and they end up asking for breast implants.
Or maybe they were closeted before then?
After getting their breast removed, or asking to reverse things that cannot be reversed. And
I mean, occasionally that can happen, but again, that's a very small percentage of the time.
He's thinking of leaving the practice because what used to be helping genuine transgender people overcome gender dysphoria and live great lives and like...
Wait, so again, here you are saying that non-binary people aren't genuine trans people, okay? You're saying that they're not trans, okay? Once again, this is why people think you hate non-binary people. That, and the fact that, well, you're saying that they shouldn't have the right to necessary medical care. You acknowledged earlier in the video that you are aware of the fact that non-binary people oftentimes do experience some level of gender dysphoria, right?
Fix their dysphoria and fix their issues has now become cosmetic surgery that people regret because they're not...
I don't think she knows what being trans masc or trans femme mean, right? It's like there might be somebody who's non-binary, right? But they're trans femme, right? They might not care about pronouns, but they want to medically transition, you know, kind of like what I'm doing, right? And also, you know, wear different clothes and whatnot, etc. In order to alleviate the amount of dysphoria that they have, right? Like that's a thing that you can do.
Not actually trans. And this is a doctor that sees hundreds of patients a week and is doing surgeries every day on the trans community. And this is why I feel it's so important to have...
On the trans community, that not individual trans people. He's doing surgeries on the entire trans community all at once. Just so we're clear.
These things clearly defined. And don't think for a second that because I'm one of the very few trans people who are willing to talk about this on video and be public within the community like I am.
Wait, I'm willing to talk about this very discussion. I mean, I'm doing it right now, right? It's just I have more logical and internally consistent takes, right? That's why I want Blaire to debate me, right? I think that'd be sick. That'd be awesome, you know? She debated me. Because I'd win. Easily. I wouldn't even have to try. Maybe I'd try, maybe I don't. I don't know.
That I'm the only one that thinks this. And I think the way forward is to do more research into transgender brains. A lot of those studies have been deemed problematic, have been shut down by activists because they...
No, what gets shut down by activists, myself included, is saying that is a prerequisite for being trans. Again, those studies in of themselves are not an issue. I'm pro-science. I'm pro, I'm in favor of listening to, you know, what the medical consensus is, right? I'm not a science denier, right? That's one of the reasons why I'm a trans advocate as well, right?
They don't want to acknowledge that there is a difference between transgender brains and brains of people who are not transgender.
On average, sure, yeah. But that should not solely dictate whether or not you're trans, right? I don't care what your brain structure or chemistry looks like. If you want to identify a certain way, you have that right.
Because that invalidates a lot of the other identities that get shoved in the transgender label.
Wait, how does it invalidate? Like, how is that invalidating? Please explain.
I would like for there to be a cure to gender dysphoria in my lifetime. No one ever talks about that, by the way. No one ever talks.
Yeah, well, there is no cure. Sure, it would be nice if there was a magical pill